Hey guys, welcome to a cautionary tale. Over the years, I've acquired service info from a number of different sources, and it's always been a collection of random stuff. Usually from a certain era, maybe late 40s, early 50s, mid 50s, but never like a complete set of SAMS folders over a certain time period or a complete manufacturer's service guide to all their models. So I got a hodgepodge of stuff. Now, typically what I'll do when I get it is, one, make a video for you guys, but also often I'll go through it and weed out what I think will be useful to me based on what I currently have. Well, I'm working on a number of projects, and I've got basic service info from various sources. A lot of it's scanned and available online for common models at the Early Television Museum website. But I recently picked up a heavy-duty little bookcase, and I want to put service info in there. So I want to go take another pass at what I've got. In particular, I got a lot of Sam's photo facts in the last year. And I picked out a lot of stuff from late 40s, early 50s, but I want to go through it again to see if I have any for particular models that I'm working on right now. And I think we might find some other interesting stuff along the way, like some vintage ads. Let's take a quick look here. So Coronado, no. Admiral 30A1, yeah. I think I have several copies of this. This is the one that I've been using for my beginner's guide to early TV restorations, which I hope to get back to soon. I just got too much of a backlog of projects I gotta get through. And I'm also pulling out stuff from things that I have that I think I'll be doing at some point, and hopefully they're not too distant future. So I have this 7-inch set. I have this 7-inch set. So I'm pulling out things that I have, or things that I think I might have, or things that customers have sent my way. So we've got a bunch of 7-inch sets here. I'm going to pull out all of these. Raytheon. I have a friend who has that, so I don't know if we're ever going to get around to restoring it, but I'll pull it out. Just some loose pages from some Admiral stuff. Put that to the side. Magnavox, no. Yeah, I've got a couple of these, so let's put that aside. Let's see. Pile here to go through. Teletone, yeah. So you may notice some of these look familiar. Yeah, it's because they're the same basic chassis, maybe slightly different cabinet, or rebranded from different manufacturers, but inside, basically all the same. Here's another copy of the VK106. I don't think this is complete, though. I'll put that in the reject pile. Oh, the classic VT71. I do have the complete original factory service info, but I'll hang on to that. I don't think so. I restored one of these. So I don't think I need it anymore right now. Ooh, here's some original RCA service info. Don't have this guy. Are these projection or is this direct? No, that's direct view. No, don't have that. Don't have months. But are any of these? So I'm doing some dueling RCAs. I'm wondering if any of those are in here. I don't think so. Don't think so. Alright, let's see, there's more. No. Oh, interesting. Record changers in here. Close. I think I have. Oh yeah, 32B. Yeah, let's put this to the side. Nope. Okay. Let's keep going. Keep going. Nope. 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 It's a Coronado, but it sure looks like an RCA 721 TS, which I am working on. I'll pull that out for the heck of it. It might be interesting. No, but it's a cool looking set. Westinghouse. Teleking, no. National, no. Nope. Nope. Coronado and Packard Bell. Those might be both West Coast models. More Admiral. Worked on a bunch of these, but none coming up in the near future. Another Packard Bell. Scott. Sentinel. Ooh, color. Ooh. I wish I had one of these. I think that's the 57. That's the first 21-inch color TV that RCA put out. Nope. May very well never had one of those. Such Carlson. Nope. Sonora. Yes, sorta. I can actually have the airline version of one of these. Let's pull that out. Some stuff from RCA. Ooh. KS34B, 19C247. I think that's one of the RCAs I'm working on. Yes. Put that front and center. Projection. It's not the projection set I have, but the insides of these are all kind of the same. I don't know if this is complete, but yeah, pull that out. AT241. Yep, working on that's the other dueling RCA. Absolutely. That's why I was doing this. I had high hopes. Preliminary data. I think I might have this set. I might have even printed these out so long ago and completely forgot about it. Alright. Yes, manuals for various stuff I've had over the years. I got mixed in with service info. I think I showed you some of these. I think I showed some of these to you guys ages ago. Don't even own some of this stuff anymore. Back to the RCA. Supplementary info. Leave it out, might be useful. Nope. No, that's kind of a fancy, nice looking RCA. And nope. And nope. Just Scott. I didn't know Scott made so many different models. And something portable. Silk. Olympic. Never see Olympics around here. Packard Bell. Hoffman. Do have a couple Hoffmans, but not that model. Nope. Sylvania. Ooh, it's early Sylvania. Don't see Sylvanias around here either. R-Tone. No clue. Hoffman, but not the one I have. Silvertone. Brunswick. The Canadian. Mirror Tone. I think that was part of Mech. DeWald. East Coast, I think. Westinghouse. Wilcox Gay. Never see those. Nope. Me and two new. Alright, let's keep going. Yes. Absolutely. It's falling apart, but yes, I got a couple of these last year, so yes. Nope, no months. Well, an original months service manual. Original Motorola manual, completely falling apart, missing most of it. Emerson, nope. Although, is this the model? So somebody sent me a link to this once, and I already knew about it, so I'd seen the photos. There was an option for a TV. I don't know, it was a Cadillac. It was some high-end, fancy-schmancy land yacht car that you could get with a built-in TV, and it was an Emerson, so it was one of the few, maybe the only set that could run on DC. No, this one's only AC, but there is an Emerson model that'll run on DC, like just 110, 120 volts DC. So I think the car had a step-up power supply to power the TV. Otherwise, you'd need to generate 120 volts AC. They didn't have inverters back then, not that could supply that kind of power. Anyways, I digress. Nope. Nope. Almost done. And I'll show you guys some vintagey ads I came across. I used to collect, I'd like to have one of those as a rare Belmont. I used to collect original sales brochures, salesman brochures, ads, not so much anymore. Especially for sets that I owned, that was nice to have the original ad. Oh, a nicer copy of this guy. Alright, pull that one too. Bug eyes. I haven't seen bug eyes in a while. I do have one somewhere though. And more duplicates. And yeah. Pretty sure I showed this stuff to you guys ages ago. These are correspondence courses, training courses you could take. That was a big deal after the war. You could take your GI Bill and get yourself educated on how to fix TVs, kind of thing. McTherman, manual for my Hickok Cardmatic tube tester, more correspondence courses. Then there were a ton of these they put out. If you were entertaining the thought that, oh yeah, I can buy this 50-cent manual and fix my own TV, yeah, it's pretty weak. Okay, here's an example. Symptom: picture top and bottom portions of picture interchanged. Bright area normal, sound normal. Cause: misadjusted vertical hold control. Remedy: readjust vertical hold control. Now, you need to buy a book to tell you that if your vertical image has been rolling, you need to adjust vertical hold. Well, maybe this book is for you, but that's kind of the level we're at with this stuff. Okay, this one is a little deeper. Dwarfed horizontal and vertical, sound normal, excessive high voltage, improper yoke placement, and they mentioned tubes that you might want to replace. You got collapsed width, man, a defective damper tube, defective horizontal output tube. And then they list tubes that they say were common for the era, so this was the 54 model, so there's nothing specific to any TV, this is all super generic info. How useful is it? I don't know. But I like to buy these. I just think they're rather silly. They save money. You do it. You have to hire me to do it. Used by over 2,500,000 TV set owners. I am extremely dubious of that. 1958 edition. Now you can test your own TV tubes. Why you gotta do that with a book? Runaway bestseller. Will liberate millions of TV owners. Phenomenal success. Expert guidance. But I do like the cartoons inside. Those happy antennas. Don't touch inside of box until you do this. And they tell you to take an insulated hated screwdriver, put it on top of the high voltage rectifier, and bump the side of the screwdriver against the box to discharge it. And then do it for the same for the horizontal output too. Did that help 2.5 million TV owners? Maybe. I mean, this is the kind of level we're at. They're telling you that there's a metal box in there and to be careful of it. Very similar to the other book in terms of they tell you what the problem is. You know, if your picture's rolling, adjust the vertical hold. If it's rolling horizontally, adjust the horizontal hold. Oh, what do we got here? Gotta get to some good stuff. Let's get in a little bit closer. You test them. 1957. That was the drugstore tube tester. So you take your little fix-a-guide to help yourself figure out which tubes might be bad, and you run down to the corner drugstore that has one of these and you test your tubes and maybe buy replacements there. Another very similar type thing. Well, it's put out by Coin, which was somewhat respectable, but this also feels super cheap. Although, well, it does have scope waveforms, and rather nicely done too. Yeah, this was not for your casual person. Who is this targeted at? Oh, it's literally a special, it's like a companion, it's a special collection just of patterns that you'd see on the screen and scope waveforms. Advertising. This is probably inside that do-it-yourself book. A little guide in there, price guide for tubes. Tubes were expensive back then, by the way. I've been looking at some tube guides recently, so this is, I think, from 57 or so. One B3 high voltage rectifier, list price, almost $3. You just said for inflation, that's like over $20, I think. And like a horizontal output tube, $6.50. Now their price, they're giving you a discount, 40% off, but still, servicing TVs was expensive back then. It was very expensive. That's why these guides exist, to try to do it yourself. Pep Boys. The car guys, yeah. They were doing TV stuff too. TV in the 50s was big business. Manufacturing exploded. You'll see some sets I'm going to be working on. I think I just posted a video on one where it's full of crazy parts, like dog bone resistors, parts made in Germany, Japan. Manufacturing went from a couple million sets a year to like 10, 15, 20 million sets a year in the 50s. And then it was an explosion of publications and guides and snake oil salesmen and all kinds of stuff to go with it. And all these companies popped up that made replacement parts and rebuilt picture tubes and all the rest of it. Made test equipment, Psycho, which is some of the cheapest, crappiest. I hope I'm not offending anybody out there, but Superior Instrument Company was not exactly the best. It was bench grade. It would get the job done, but it's not like Tektronix or Hewlett Packard. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This is an Admiral 1950 dealer's guide. Done up in glorious color, even though color TVs didn't exist yet. And Admiral was in the top 3 manufacturers back then. They were doing quite well in 1950. They had a lot of models. There's that control door, it's always busted off. So all the usual marketing silliness. Rectangular tubes just were coming out in 50. But mostly they're talking about the round. Shorter picture tube, beautiful but not bulky. Yeah, I mean, everything's relative. They went from 54, 60 degrees to maybe 70 or 90 degrees. They were still very deep. So, yeah. Gated automatic gain control. Yeah, gated AGC was an improvement. That'll give them. VibraSeal protection. Partition is sealed and protected against dust, lint, moisture, jarring, accidental blows, or vibration. Yeah, they put some rubber cushions underneath it. Not a huge breakthrough there. They put some padding on it. Play automatic turntable. 45s, 33s, and 78s. We will get to actual pictures of models soon. First, you gotta get through all the marketing jargon, all our amazing technological breakthroughs. Some rather nice pictures. Not a huge fan of Admiral radios. I mean, they were super plain, just plastic, simple dial and a couple knobs. I think I posted a photo recently under my community tab with this very phonograph, big light. Some TVs. I actually do have this model in really rough condition. It's a 12x, yeah, 12x12. Definitely have this guy too. So yeah, Admiral was famous for making huge console cabinets out of one huge slab or molded bakelite cabinet. And of course, they have wood as well. This blonde set. So these are out there if you hop onto eBay and look for dealers' manuals. They pop up now and then. You can imagine the more obscure the brand and the further back in time you go, the harder they are to find. But in terms of identifying models and all that, it's really nice to have these. And I should scan this and get it out there someday with all the model numbers next to the pictures. People post all the time on forums and on Facebook. Can somebody help me identify this? Or they show a photo of their family set. Does anybody know what this is? I'd like to get one. This is how I know a lot of what I know is from looking through stuff like this. That is it for Admiral. Last few items. I do have more, but it's all packed away somewhere. Some more silly guides on fixing your own TV. Fix it yourself to save money. Well, they published it for 13 years. I don't know how long afterwards. This is from early 70s, so now we're into color TV. Good old Compactron. I'm just picturing so many husbands telling their wife that, oh yeah, I bought this 50-cent book at the newsstand. I'm going to fix our TV. I wish them luck, but I suspect it didn't go too well for most of these guys. And this one's a bit more serious. Pinpoint trouble in 10 minutes, but this is pretty massive. I'm thinking this as specific. Well, this gets a lot more serious. Seems to make it take you a lot more than 10 minutes just to go through this and find your problem. Now, this might actually be useful. Shouldn't condemn all these. This looks like it might actually be useful. I just really question the it's a coin publication, that's why it's a little more professional. It's distributed by Sam's. I just question the 10-minute claim there. And I kept looking through the Sam's and Capehart. So I'm working on one of these right now. I knew I had some somewhere, so it'll be handy. Oh yeah, finally 2 more of these troubleshooting guys. Harry Sisson, I've seen his name a few times. Maybe it was just saw it earlier. This cost $1 for this rather thin publication. It's basically one of those small books. They just used smaller type and crammed it up, crammed it into this different form factor. Jeez, a whole lot to this. Important notice. There are several errors in here. They had to tell you that, yeah, there aren't any pages missing. You only get 22 pages, just in case you were wondering. From 1956, yeah, it is rather thin. I don't know. It seems like a lot of money in 1956. $1 for 22 pages. Infinite, same gentleman. No wonder I've been seeing his name, or it's in my mind. So you put out a few of these. Now this one, 25 pages for your dollar, so a little more bang for your buck. This I think is very silly. I've seen a number of publications for radios as well. Some of them are quite thick. It's just a tube placement for a ton of TVs. It's just a tube chart. Handy if your set's missing a tube chart. You could cut this out or copy it and glue it inside your set if it's missing. But that's basically all this is. The only value they add to it is they have this code, I think, to tell you what those tubes are used for. So H for horizontal, V for vertical, P power supply, I'm thinking, or P for picture. So I don't know how much value that's adding to it. I guess maybe a little. But that's all this book is. It's just a whole bunch of tube charts. How far that would get you. So I guess the idea would be, okay, if my vertical is collapsed to a line, I look in here and say, oh, these two tubes do the vertical. I'll try replacing those two tubes. I think that was the intent. Okay. Alright, that is going to be it for this installment of flipping through lots of old printed material. One of these days I will dig up more. I know I have. I think they're all in my storage locker, all my older owner's manuals and salesman manuals and whatnot. But that's going to be it for now. I hope you enjoyed this look through this stuff.